Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to our information session about the University of Leeds. We hope that you'll find this session interesting. One of the first things I'd like to do is just briefly welcome those of us hosting this webinar for you today. So my name is Claire. I'm based in the International Office at the University of Leeds. And I'm delighted to be joined by two of our current Taiwanese students. Both of them are linked to Leeds ambassadors, and we are working with Minnie, who is studying in our business school at the moment, and Amanda, who is a current student in our School of Design. So between us today, we'd like to tell you a lot more about the University and City of Leeds and introduce important things that you might be thinking about at the moment, like student life, accommodation, entry requirements, and things like that. So we realised that we might have a mixed audience here. So if you're joining us for the first time and this is your first time to find out about Leeds, then you are very welcome. And we look forward to telling you more. If you are a little bit further along the process, perhaps you might have already applied or you might have received an offer from us, then very well done and very big congratulations if you have received an offer to study with us in the future. Now, of course, we are very sorry that we can't come and meet you in Taiwan as we would normally do at this time of year. We are all experiencing quite a difficult time globally at the moment due to COVID-19. So we're sorry about that, and we'd like to send our very, very best wishes to you and to your families and friends. We understand that you are going to have questions about studying in the UK in the future, and I'm pleased to say that we have a dedicated website with a section for applicants and offer holders. You can see the link here on the slide, and towards the end of the presentation I will be giving a little bit more specific information about how the current situation is affecting future plans to study in the UK. So for now, I will hand over to my colleague Minnie, who will tell you a little bit more about setting the scene about the university.
Hi, so I'm just going to share some information about some highlights of Leeds. So to begin with, Leeds is one of the top 40 most international universities ranked in Times Higher Education in 2019. It is also a top 100 university in the world. And Leeds is also the top 10 most targeted UK university by graduate recruiters, and third in the UK for student experience. And also, finally, Leeds has ranked one of the best places to live in the UK as well. So about the city, Leeds is known as the third largest city in the UK with excellent transport links, and it is located in Yorkshire. Leeds is a student-based city, so you'll feel like it's very student-friendly. It is also one of the UK's largest centres for business, legal, and financial services. And it is located in the centre in the north of England for UK culture, sports, the arts, theatre, food and drinks, opera and music. So here are some images from Leeds. You can see there's Trinity, Leeds Trinity, which is one of our most frequented shopping malls. There's also Leeds Dock, where you can go on water taxis. There's Cricket Market, where they sell organic fruits and vegetables, which I frequent myself very often. And then there's also Victoria Gate, which has a more high-end shopping center.
Lovely, thank you, Minnie. So as we've mentioned, the City of Leeds we're very lucky to be located just next door to it. So the campus of the university is just next door to the City of Leeds. I will show you a map of that in a second. Now, the university itself is a member of the Russell Group, and that means that we are one of the top 24 research-led universities of the UK. Very well established, very high quality, and therefore has a very good international reputation. Leeds is also one of the largest universities in the UK. So we have 38,000 students from over 170 different countries. So it's a very large, very vibrant and international campus. And we offer one of the broadest ranges of degrees in the UK university sector. So there's over 500 undergraduate and 300 master's programmes to choose from at the university. So as I mentioned, the campus is here. Nearly all of our university buildings are all on this one site. So you can see here some of the main ones, all of our teaching space is here, and then big facilities that all students might access, like the Edge, which is our sports centre, our libraries, our students' union, some of our accommodation, and like I said, all of our large academic departments are all on this campus. Now from above, I think it might look quite big, but you can walk right across it in between 10 to 15 minutes. And again, it's very convenient for the city centre of Leeds. So you can walk from where you have your teaching on campus into the main shopping and entertainment area of the city centre, again, in between 10 to 20 minutes. So it makes for very convenient and very good, very organised student life, which is nice. Now, I mentioned the range of degree courses that we offer, and they are split across these 7 faculties. So as you can see, we offer courses nearly in every academic subject area that you can think of. Now, many of our students from Taiwan choose to study in our business school, but we welcome Taiwanese students from into all of our different schools, and I'll say a little bit more about that in just a second. But just to first highlight what academic life in the UK is like, we appreciate that it's probably going to be quite different to your study that you've done previously in Taiwan or elsewhere overseas. So just some key points about what to expect for academic life in the UK. Most bachelor's degrees are 3 or 4 years long, and master's degrees are 1 year, so 12 months in length. You can expect to be taught in quite a range of ways. So we have lectures, seminars, tutorials, workshops, more practical elements like laboratories and field trips. But one key theme throughout is that independent study is very, very important. So you will have to manage your own time and your own workload. And for a research-based university like Leeds, you will be expected to do quite a lot of independent reading and independent self-study. Forms of assessment vary from the more traditional exams or essay-based work through to things like group presentations and field trip assessments and things like that. And as I stressed at the beginning, teaching is very research-based. So the academics that you will be taught by are still actively involved in research in their field. And that's great for you as a student because it means that you are benefiting from cutting edge findings and research in your area, and you're able to speak to the academics about real life, very relevant developments in your academic subject area. So we're very pleased to welcome many students from Taiwan each year. Normally over 120 choose to join us, and most of them come to study their master's degree. But we also have students right across the university doing their foundation years and then their undergraduate degrees with us as well. Now, many of them do inquire and ask me about the business school. So courses like marketing and international business are very, very popular in Taiwan. But we also have many Taiwanese students studying in many of our different schools here. So I've just listed some of them, for example, transport studies and food science. Data science is becoming particularly popular. And then perhaps more arts and humanities related courses in the schools of design, fine art, and the School of Media. So Minnie is a current undergraduate at the business school, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about LUBS, as it's known. Thanks, Minnie.
Yes. So I study management marketing, and I finished my 2nd year, and I'm currently my study abroad and go back to my 3rd year next year. Leeds University Business School is one of the smaller number of schools that worldwide to be triple accredited. And that is one of the what differentiates the business school from Leeds to many other universities. Our business school delivers all degrees and to over 3,000 students. For example, we have courses around international business, management marketing, finance, HRM, and economics and accounting. Many of the courses in the business school do have overlapped courses over different degrees. So for example, I study management marketing, but I might share a same course with students in international business, and that is definitely a good way to meet other students from the business school, and definitely helps you with your networking and getting to know, build on your professional networking. Yeah. So I definitely say that Leeds University, the business school, definitely has an international outlook, because it has a great variety and range of different people you meet in different backgrounds, and also in different, from different careers. For master's students, Leeds recently launched an international study tour. And what that is, it is an opportunity to travel abroad for 1 week, mainly in Europe, but hopefully next year we will launch an opportunity to travel to Asia. The international study tour is an opportunity for you to meet employers, recruiters, and local companies from the country that you'll be visiting. This usually happens after you're in your master's year. You can apply during your year in Leeds, and you usually travel in Easter, which is semester 2 of that academic year. Yeah. And the business school definitely has great support for your careers. So for employability, you have the career center that can help you build on what you might want to seek for in your future career, whether it is that you want to stay in the UK or Leeds or whatever it is you want to do.
Lovely, thank you, Minnie. And Amanda is going to introduce our School of Design.
Yeah, so I'm a second year student at Fashion Technology, and I'm undergraduate student. And so to begin with, the design school is ranked 67th in the world of arts and humanities, and we cover a wide range of courses here. So for most of students thinking to come will be master's students, so we have covered like advertising, design, and for fashion style, have textile sustainability and innovation, and fashion enterprise and society and global fashion management course. So we do cover a very wide range of courses. Take myself for example, so even though I'm an undergraduate, but what I've been learning, we have been learning like the sustainability, the marketing, the chemistry, and textile dyeing, and coloration, and like product engineer. So I've been learning very wide range of modules, and I would say like the whole course in design school is very interdisciplinary. And I do also have master friends who study in design, and I also found out like she needs to do quite a lot of research, and not only design and digital design. And also in 2018, the school and the university have invested $4 million into design school. So we do have a wide range of facilities, including labs, exhibition area, study space, and some special equipment such as like color imaging, composing, performance testing. And also in design school, we have the Apple cluster. So it's a cluster, a computer room with all Apple computers, and all softwares like Adobe softwares are installed in the design school cluster. So it's very handy and convenient for design students to use those software. And in terms of employability, so each week, design school will invite a speaker to come to deliver a talk and share their experience on an event called Fashion Forum. So it's running every week, and then they will try to invite speakers who have the very sufficient experience in the industry, and that definitely helped me, and I'm sure will be helping everyone to have the clear idea of what the future industry will be like, and then what their future career and what they can do in terms of what they are studying. And also the career center that Minnie has just mentioned be very helpful for students. So there's not too much to worry about the employability. Overall, like the course in design school is very comprehensive and cover a wide range of studies, and not everyone needs to be talented to draw. It's not necessary, but you have to hand in a portfolio when you send out application. So it's okay you don't have a design background, but you will need to submit a portfolio when you apply for the course in design school. So yeah, that's everything I can think about for design school so far.
Lovely, thank you, Amanda. So as I mentioned, Leeds has a wide range of other schools. So this is just a short list of some of the very impressive rankings that some of our other academic areas enjoy. Transport studies is particularly famous at Leeds, for example. Communication and media is very popular. And we have something called LEADER, which stands for the Leeds Institute of Data Analytics. And this is really becoming a really up-and-coming area, not just in the UK, but globally, as we all start to understand and use big data and data analysis. So we have quite a number of courses now in that subject area. So in terms of university choices in the UK, Leeds really does offer a very broad range of different academic subjects, and we hope that whatever subject it is that you are interested in pursuing might be an option for you here at the University of Leeds. Now, we've already alluded to some of this, but one of the great things about especially the undergraduate courses at Leeds is their flexibility. Now, in this, I mean things like extra opportunities that students can participate in. Now, we'll be talking a little bit more about this later, but I just wanted to highlight some of the undergraduate opportunities, for example, discovery modules. Now, this means that there are a small number of credits that you can take in each year of your bachelor's degree at Leeds in another subject, if you would like to. So, for example, I studied at Leeds. I did my history degree here a few years ago, but I had an interest as well in a couple of other subject areas, in psychology and in law as well. So in my second and my third year, I was able to do some modules in those other subject areas. And that's one benefit, I think, of coming to such a big, comprehensive university. You can take advantage of the other academic interests that you will experience on campus. Now, we understand that accommodation is going to be a big consideration for when you are planning and coming to live overseas. So I'm pleased to say that we guarantee accommodation for all of our international students, and that can apply for the duration of your study if you wish. So it's quite common for new students in their first year at Leeds to live in university accommodation. But if you are to be an undergraduate here and you would like to live in university residences for the full 3 or 4 years of your degree, then that is also an option here at Leeds. And there is quite a wide range of different accommodations. So we have a very high number of different residences, and they vary in terms of location, facility, and cost. One good thing is that the Edge, which is our sports centre, the membership for that is included in your rent. And we do have designated residences for both undergraduates and for postgraduates. The deadline to apply for accommodation is usually the 1st of July in the year of entry to university. And if you would like any more information on this, I'd recommend that you look at the accommodation pages on the website, where you can look at things like costs, videos, photos, and reviews of the different residences that we offer our students. This is just to show you where some of them may be. So this is the campus again, and the 4 labels to the right of the image are all examples of undergraduate accommodation. And then Blenheim Point on the left is an example of a postgraduate residence. So as you can see, it is only just across the road from the white clock tower, which is the Parkinson building, which is the university's main entrance and where one of our largest libraries is located. And to walk from Blenheim Point to the Parkinson building would take very much less than 5 minutes. So it's a very convenient location for our postgraduate students to live. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Amanda, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the student support that we have in place at the university.
Sure. So I'll talk about the student support, and as you can see on the slide, we offer a wide range of support. So start with, once you arrive here, you will be and once you arrive here in Leeds, we will have a very friendly and warm international welcome team to welcome you. And there will be either on campus, train station, or even in Bradford Airport. So if you arrive at Leeds by train, and then you find out difficult to get Uber or get taxi to the campus, they will always have a welcome team and the train station helping you to sort out any questions you might have. And we also have a welcome and orientation program running in the first couple of weeks before the uni start. They will have their welcome talk, back talk, and city tour delivered to you. So you will be able to get all the information about how to open a bank account, how to register with the medical center, and knowing a bit more about the city, where to get the groceries, where to go for cinema and shopping center, everything. And also they will have a global cafe running every day during the fresher week. And the global cafe is a very good chance for you to meet different people and meet friends and also other students from all over the world. And in terms of academic personal tutor, so every student here will have their own academic personal tutor, and you will at least have one tutorial in each semester. And the tutor just basically there for you, and then will help you to go through everything. And he or she will send you content about the academic life, how's your study going, and also about your life, how's your accommodation, and how's like basically how you settle. So everything, if you got any question, you can just contact your tutor, and then they'll definitely give you the as much as support they can. And for Leeds International Medical Center and medical practice, so every international students come here are covered with the health insurance, and we already pay for that. So it's very important to make sure to register with the local clinic once you arrive here, and once you got all the documents you can register with, because that's your right to have to see the doctor here and without paying that much. And on the campus, we have a very professional well-being and counseling team. So if you face any difficulties, you feel a bit desperate, or feel like your study not going that well, or either homesick, it's always okay to go for the counseling team, and they are very professional. They'll definitely provide as much as help and support to you and give you advice to help you to go through the difficulties. We have a very also helpful and professional student advice center. So almost every issue regarding to the student questions, you will be going to the student advice center. So either visa issue and your student financial issue, your fee payment or accommodation, or even your student ID card if you lost it or if you want to get it, you can all go to the student advice center. And last but not least, we have the Taiwanese society, a very active Taiwanese society. We regularly run the tests and events. Also, if in case you lost your BRP, Taiwanese society will be the first people or the group you contact with. They will definitely provide you help. And then I think this Minnie will later mention more about that.
So yeah, for cases like when you lose your BRP, we have something called SIROC in the UK. So that's the Students' Union for the Republic of China in the UK. What they do is they're a government-run organization full of Taiwanese ambassadors who help you deal with legal issues such as losing your BRP or your passport. And usually when students who've lost their BRP, for example, that I've experienced, I would refer them to someone I know in SIROC.
Yeah, thanks, Minnie.
Sorry.
Right, so I will now move on to the student life at Leeds. So Leeds is in general a very diverse campus, and we have over 300 societies in Leeds University Union, and also more than 9,000 international students coming every year. And we have a very wide range of facilities on campus. We have the Age Sports Center, like Claire has just mentioned. And if you live in student accommodation with University of Leeds, you will be offered a membership, and then there's a lot of facilities in the Age, including a fitness studio, swimming pool, climbing wall. If you got a membership, you can also join the free classes, and so it's very convenient. And I really like the age. So I've been living on campus for 2 years. I got free membership, and I usually go the age for just doing workout. And also the shopping center. The biggest shopping center will be Morrison, which is only like 10 to 15 minutes walk from campus. Of course, there's also like Costco and IKEA at the outskirts of Leeds, but you may need to take an Uber or drive there, which is not that handy. And in terms of city center, it's only around like 20 to 25 minutes walk from the campus. And there's a shopping mall, food court, cinema, theater, museum, galleries, and even like traditional supermarkets. So basically everything is in there in the city center. And the city center at least is very centralized. So you can basically go for shopping, but also get some grocery at the same time. You don't need to go for several places. So that's the best thing I like about Leeds, because it's very centralized, so it's very convenient for me. Also, like Claire have mentioned earlier, Leeds is at a very good location. It's a bit like middle north of the whole UK, and it's only around 1 hour train to Manchester and 2 hours and a half to London. So it's very easy to travel around the UK. And also you can just go to Manchester, or like go to the Leeds Bradford airport to take a flight to go around the European countries. And by the way, the ticket here to go to European countries is quite cheap. So it's very worth to have a look around the whole Europe, or even in the UK. And there's also a lot of lovely cities around Leeds, like York and Sheffield and Harrogate. So in general, I think Leeds is a very convenient and lovely city to stay in.
Thanks, Amanda. Do you mind introducing what Get Out, Get Active is?
Oh, yeah. So in terms of a society, I'm also now a volunteer with Get Out, Get Active, and it's not really a society, but it's run by the it's under Leeds University Union, and you can find out there's a wide range of outdoor activities by them. And I really joined that. It's just because I want to explore a bit more of countryside of the UK, and then we will go on a hike, like in some very pretty and amazing landscape landscape of the UK, which I don't really have a chance to visit if I don't have a car. And so Get Out, Get Active, they offer you and this chance. You can just go with them, and then we'll have activator lead you for those like national park, and the view is definitely amazing. And so I'll highly suggest you guys, if you are a person really like to go for hiking and enjoy doing outdoor activity, Get Out, Get Active is definitely a good choice to join. And then it's not like society, so you don't need to pay for the membership, but just if you got free time and if you see the event they're running, you can just sign up with them and pay for like around 10 to 15 pounds, depends on where the location is. And they will just get a coach, and then we'll have activators showing you around. And so it's very worth to join.
Great, thank you. You've just got some photos here now.
Yeah. And in terms of the facilities, like Claire and I have just mentioned, and so we mainly have 4 libraries: Brighton and Ludlow, Edward Boyle, and Health and Science Library. And we also have a sufficient computer cluster on campus, and most of them are 24 hours. So if you are running out of deadline, running the deadline, and then you can just go for a cluster and do your work there. They are all 24 hours. Most of them are 24 hours. And we have a very interactive teaching spaces. So we have like seminar or like teaching space. It's very interactive. So the students and the professor can have the interaction closely, and it's just a very good for study in general. And we also have the language center. So if you are interested in learning different language, you can go for a language center and borrow books And we also have the language exchange program. So you can find your partner who wants to do a language exchange with you online. And in terms of labs, so for those studying like chemistry or more science-based, we have a wide range of laboratories. And even in design school, we have a lot of lab for like fabric testing and also coloration, like dyeing and those chemistry textiles. So, and also the age, like I have just mentioned, there's so many facilities in either fitness studio, also like the sports hall, climbing wall, swimming pool. It's just very sufficient for students to use. And so the facilities on campus in Leeds is like honestly very good for students to stay here.
Lovely, thank you. So back to me, just to say a little bit about employability. As Minnie introduced at the beginning, Leeds graduates are very well regarded by employers and very sought after. And that is partly due to all of the opportunities that we provide to our current students whilst they are studying with us. So there's plenty of opportunities throughout your Leeds degree to really enhance your CV and enhance your employability for after graduation. Now I'm going to ask Minnie to introduce a couple of aspects of this because she has experience of both study abroad and a placement year. So Minnie, do you want to say a little bit more about your experiences in this field?
Yes, definitely. So currently this year I have been studying abroad in Shanghai in Fudan University. Originally I was doing a Horizon year abroad. What that means is I've chosen this year to be dedicated to studying anything or to study partially subjects that are related to my business degree, but also anything else that is unrelated. So it could be on some more cultural aspects like Chinese philosophy, for example. So they're kind of like discovery modules. In Fudan University, why I chose to study in Fudan University in Shanghai was to build on my cultural awareness about different cultures, especially in Asia. And it was also an opportunity for me to discover more places of the world that I might consider developing my career in for the future. However, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, I was unable to finish my study year abroad. So that meant that I had to find an alternative or a different country to continue this year abroad. What I have chosen is to return to Taiwan and continue on a placement year and found an internship at a technological company. And so Leeds, for undergraduates, you have the opportunity after your second year to either go on a study year abroad or a placement year, or for a year in enterprise. Study abroad is opportunity for you to go to a different university. It could be in Europe, America, anywhere in Asia, Africa, to meet new people from the world and continue academics, but in a different environment and maybe a different system. A placement year is where you find a job for a year in a company that has that will accept you for the year, and you get to build on your experiences in a more professional environment, build on your networking and your career skills.
Lovely, thank you. So yeah, as Minnie mentioned, this would happen for an undergraduate normally between your second and your third year. So Minnie will complete her placement over the next couple of months, and then she will return for her final year of study at Leeds in the next academic year. So yes, it's not something that you need to decide on now, but it's just an opportunity that a university like Leeds can provide you with if that's something you're interested in pursuing during your UK degree.
Yes, and can I add something? So for study abroad and placement year, in your first year, you have to reach the minimum requirements to be able to apply for this. So your grades in your first year do influence where you might be placed if you do choose to study abroad or work in.
Yes, that's true. Is it fair to say, Minnie, that you received some help and support from the business school in finding the opportunity?
Definitely. So for study abroad, you have a study abroad advisor, and I frequently visited the international office to help with my application process and discuss the different options that I have. For placement, I contacted the Career Center for for advice on how to improve my CV, my resume, have interview practice runs, or any issues that I encounter should I need their help for this process.
Great, that's good to hear. So another part of the employability offering at Leeds is a service that we provide called JobLink. Now, some international students choose to have a part-time job when they study in the UK, and there's certain rules about imposed by the visa regulations about when you can work, but you can have a part-time job if you wish, and JobLink helps you find work and then prepares you for things like interview practice and writing a CV for applications in the UK. And one of the large events that the Careers Centre offers is something called Global Careers Month, which happened in late February and March this year. Unfortunately, it was cut short slightly by the situation with COVID-19, but Global Careers Month is basically an opportunity which introduces our current students to a wide range of international employment opportunities. So we offer sessions like workshops and employer-led talks, which talk to our current students and give them the chance to network and meet potential employers that they might be interested in applying to in the future. Now, we understand that if you're aiming to come to the UK, perhaps for your master's degree, then your ultimate aim will be to perhaps change career direction or enhance your employability when you return home. Now, many of our Taiwanese students do return back to Taiwan to work, and some of them go overseas or elsewhere. But one thing we're very proud of, really, is our Taiwanese Alumni Association, which is based in Taiwan, but like I said, they do have members from all over the world. This is just a short message from the current president of the Alumni Association, whose name is also Claire. And these are some photos from some recent events that we do. So each year, normally in October, each year we have a big annual reunion of the association. We have invited speakers, and it's often hosted by visiting Leeds academics or visiting Leeds staff members. The association have a very active Facebook page where they post about things like job opportunities, networking opportunities, and other news, not just from Leeds, but from the UK generally. It's a very active community. If you, as new students, are interested in speaking to any of our alumni, then you're very welcome to join the Facebook page and perhaps catch up with people who have studied here in Leeds before you and maybe have experience of living and studying here in the UK. Tuition fees are all available on our website. They do vary by programme, and I'm pleased to say that we do have quite an extensive set of scholarships available. So these two websites here list the scholarship opportunities for both undergraduate and postgraduate level, and the business school have a dedicated web page about their scholarship. So the process would usually be that you would apply for your course first, and then you would be made aware of the scholarship opportunities that might exist in your subject area. Most of them are based on academic merit, so they will look at your previous academic study, and some of them are automatic, which means that you don't have to apply for them. You are automatically considered when you apply to the university. Now, Amanda's mentioned the Language Centre, so they provide support if you wish to learn another foreign language. They also provide in-house English support. So that could be, for example, in-sessional English, which could be additional language or skills classes that run alongside your degree at Leeds. And they also provide pre-sessional English as well for both general and academic English language, and they run for varying lengths, normally over the summer holidays before the academic year starts in September. This is just a quick slide to outline the process of applying for a degree at Leeds. Course Finder is a very good website that lists all of our possible course offerings, so you can look there in quite a lot of detail about course content and application requirements. And then normally you apply online. This is for postgraduates, and we have a dedicated portal through which you apply, and you upload various documents like your English language, your personal statements, and your academic grades. You can then track the process of your application online and then receive our admissions decision via the online portal. You can choose to apply independently to the university, and then we also have a very good network of agents in Taiwan who can help you with the application process if you wish. Just to give you an idea of entry requirements, so for a master's degree at Leeds, we would normally look for a Taiwanese bachelor's degree from a recognised institution with a GPA of at least 75%. And our minimum English language requirement for postgraduate study is an IELTS of 6.5 overall, with at least 6 in each component, or the equivalent in various other English language tests that we accept as well. Entry requirements for undergraduate study and foundation year tend to be a little bit lower, but the website here at the bottom of our international entry requirements lists all of the relevant entry requirements from Taiwan. Now, I wanted to provide as much of an update as I can at this point about the COVID-19 situation. I'm not able to answer all of the questions, which I know some of you may be thinking about now, but I hope to in the next few weeks as our position is announced. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we do have a dedicated website for offer holders, which is being updated as we make decisions. So that's the web link at the top. We've recently announced that our Language Centre's pre-sessional courses for this summer will be fully taught online. And that means that we can now accept quite a wide range of English language qualifications for entry to our pre-sessional courses. We are having extensive discussions about what the academic year is going to look like for our master's programmes for the academic year 2020-2021. Ideas being discussed include a possible period of online provision, a later start date perhaps on campus, and we will be announcing our formal decision this month in May. So please do keep an eye on the website above, and we will answer as many questions as we can and present our formal position then as quickly as possible. For master's students, we are currently accepting deposits to secure your place, but we are not issuing CASs yet until the format of the next academic year has been finalised. So if you do pay your deposit, but if for any reason relating to the COVID-19 outbreak you are unable to take up your place, then we have amended our refund policy and we will be able to refund your deposit. At this stage, for entry for 2020, the accommodation application deadline is unchanged, so it will still be the 1st of July 2020. You don't have to commit to accommodation at that point. All you will do is submit the application, and the contracts will not be sent out until after that. So it is still worth submitting your application on time, and then you will be covered by our guarantee of being offered accommodation. And then as time goes on, you will receive your offer of your accommodation contract, and you can make your final decision on that slightly later, but it is still worth meeting the 1st of July deadline. And finally, we are reviewing the range of English language tests that we are able to accept for entry for this year. So some of these are available to take at home, for example, the new TOEFL from home edition. So I'd recommend that you check our admissions requirements on our website, where the list of accepted English language tests is being updated regularly. Okay, so this is one of the final sections we'd like to tell you about. Link to Leeds is an opportunity for you to connect with our current students. Minnie and Amanda are both two of our ambassadors, and they join a team of current international students from all over the world, representing all of our different departments at the university. And you can talk to them via email and via instant messaging and via social media. And it's a really good opportunity for you as new students to find out more about what real life and real study in the UK and at Leeds is really like. So I'd really recommend that you follow the Link to Leeds team on social media and engage in things like their blogs and their fortnightly online events. We've recently hosted a live chat specifically for students from Taiwan. So Minnie and Amanda hosted this a few weeks ago, and you can read the live chat transcript back at the link here on the Link to Leeds website. So even if you miss one of the online events in real time, you can still go back and see what questions were asked and answered, and hopefully still find it useful to read through what the ambassadors are advising new students. These are some of the live events that we have coming up. As you can see, various themes. Careers at Leeds is expecting to be quite popular. Accommodation is always busy as well. And they're coming up very regularly over the next 2 weeks, all hosted online. Okay, so finally, Minnie and Amanda would like to tell you more about the Taiwanese Society at the Union.
Okay, so starting with the Taiwanese Society. Taiwanese Society is a cultural society at Leeds. What we do is we hold many events, networking events for Taiwanese students in Leeds to meet one another, and also some more supporting, like academic support and career support events like talks. So for networking events, we have events like Christmas dinner, Chinese New Year dinner, and Taiwan Day. The dinners are just an opportunity for you to celebrate a special holiday occasion, or also to help you network. Taiwan Day is a more event targeted at raising the cultural awareness of for Taiwan. This event is open to public and for Taiwanese students, but also anyone interested in the Taiwanese culture. For this event, we have it has a night market theme for this event. So you have different stations for like calligraphy or paper cutting, bubble tea, food from Taiwan to experience and taste. And then, yeah. And then I'll hand on over to Amanda about the talks that the Taiwanese Society provides.
Right. So apart from those networking events, we also offer very supportive and useful talks like career talk, academic writing talk, and shipping talk. So for career talk, we aim to help students build up knowledge about how to seek a job here in the UK if they have the intention to work here after they graduate, and then how's the application here in the UK application process and the interview process, and what and how can they prepare for, and also let them know how's the current situation in terms of the in general market and then the employability here in the UK. And for academic writing, we will invite a professor and help a student to deliver a talk to students and give them idea about how to write their later dissertation, what skill they need to have, and what's the criteria they need to make sure to do in their dissertation to reach a good high quality dissertation in academic writing. And we will also have a shipping talk by the end of the year. This is and to assist students to ship their stuff back home. So by around June, we will have round shipping talk and let students know what they need to be aware of when then send the parcel back home, and then what's the time and the deadline to fill out the form for us. And so in general, my experience of being in the Taiwanese Society. Oh, by the way, I was this art what's that? I'm the art, not from the art. I was a designer art committee member in last year. So what I did most is for the poster, and then especially in Taiwan Day. And my experience was like I met a lot of good friends here in the Taiwanese Society, and then we support each other, we play together, we have fun together, and we also cook together sometimes. So I think if you're Taiwanese and then you would like to make some people that share similar culture with you, I think joining the Taiwan Society will be a good choice, because you will have chance to met different people and just share, and you guys will support together, and whatever difficulties you encounter, they will be a very supportive friend for you, and then you guys can overcome it together. So we have a Facebook page, and also on Facebook page you can find the QR code for the LINE group to join for the next academic year. Yeah, I think that's everything about the Taiwanese society.
Yes, I'd also like to add on to for shipping talk. So we understand that many of our Taiwanese master's students are only in Leeds for a year. That makes finding furniture or needing the appliances you need to live for the year difficult to manage after you leave. So in addition to arranging the shipping talk to help you ship your goods back to Taiwan, we also have opened a secondhand sale page on Facebook every year to help you sell those items that you aren't able to bring back home with you. And like said, on the Facebook Taiwanese group, you can find a lot of the resources to the LINE group, but you can also post any questions you have regarding degrees or anything else you may want to ask about for current students or previous students to share their experiences of what it was like in Leeds. And in addition, so the Taiwanese Society is run by a committee of our own students. So for example, in my first year in Leeds, I ran for president, and like Amanda said, she ran for the arts committee member. If you are interested in running for a society for a committee position, most of our committee members have been master's students, so that can help you build on your interpersonal skills and leadership skills, and that is a good opportunity for you to add another experience to your CV. Yeah, so that is something, even if you are a master's student, an opportunity you can consider at the Leeds University.
Great, thank you both. Yes, I'd agree. It's a really valuable support network, both when you're at the university, but also before you arrive. So please do feel free to contact the Society on Facebook if you think of any questions after today. So finally, this is just a slide with some key contact details on. So if you do have any questions or you would like to speak to me any further about the University of Leeds, you're very welcome to look at our website or to email the admissions team directly or contact me directly. So that's my personal email here. Please do follow us on social media to keep up to date with all the latest updates and news from the university. And may I take this opportunity to thank you very much for watching. We hope that if you are in the process of applying to the UK, that goes smoothly, and very good luck with your applications. If you are planning to come to the UK in the next few months, then like I say, please do keep an eye on our website where all the relevant information about next academic year will be updated as quickly as we can. And like I say, thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Please do take care and stay safe at the moment. Minnie and Amanda, would you like to say anything else, or is that okay?
I think we're okay, but for anyone applying to Leeds, all the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you got any questions, feel free to contact us.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. Thank you both. Okay, thank you very, very much for joining us, everybody, and best wishes for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.